We love old cemeteries and churchyards, so come with us as we explore these places for the past. We are in Arbroath, or near Arbroath, and this is St Vigeans Church, or St Vigeans Church. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but it is, it's quite old, and it's got an old graveyard, so yeah. The church totally dominates the surrounding landscape. It's been built on top of a hill, and it's all red sandstone and stuff, so let's go up and see what we can see. On the way up, we're going past some nice gravestones, so let's see if we can find a bit of date. Oh, we can straight away. That one there says 1751, but unfortunately most of it is gone. Redeem my soul from blah 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 49 and 50, no idea, but anyway, that is 1751, so that's a good start. We are right back in the 1700s, and down that way there are lots and lots more. Beside the church, on top of the hill, with a really nice little sort of semicircle of red sandstone cottages below it, is the War Memorial, so let's go and have a look at this first. Gunners and drivers and corporals and, oh, a captain from the Royal Field Artillery. In fact, those are all Royal Field Artillery, so that must have been a big thing here. And this is the glory of God in the memory of those connected with the parish of St Vigeans who fell in the Great War 1914 to 19, and those are all black. Watch Dulce et decorum est pro patria mori, the age-old lie. And there is more Black Watch, King's Own Scottish Borderers, SR, no idea. Yeah, that is quite a nice memorial, and it's got quite a nice view. There's touristy stuff down there, there's notice boards and things, and I've just noticed I've parked on that wee narrow street. I think there is a car park down there. I might go and shift the van. Unfortunately, looking down there, I can't show you the Pictish stones because it looks a bit closed. That's 1855, 1895 down there, so we're at the 1800s and facing up the hill towards the church. Those ones down there look older. That is 1807, I can just about see. Let's go around here. I don't know if the church is actually in use today. There's lots of cars in the car park. There's a sign saying there's a church service at 11 o'clock, but the doors are all shut, so I'm just going to keep going until I get asked to stop. And there is a sundial, very optimistic in this part of Scotland, from 1871. Here's a stone that is our best bet so far for being very old, who died 2nd of January 1810, and I've just seen one over here with a very interesting looking inscription behind the Celtic cross, and let's see what we can make out of this. It's two rather, I don't know, would you say that was crudely executed? How would you describe that? They don't look very very lifelike, do they? But it's two little cheruby things, lots of initials, MK, JK, DK down the side. 1754. Right, I am going to get this sorted out and I will get back to you. It's a Bible verse. It says, "But Jesus said, suffer little children and forbid them not come unto me." So yeah, this a family children's grave, a family grave for all these AK, MK, HK, I don't know. That sounds like a very, very possible guess. Actually, on the back of it, it's got lots and lots of writing. Top bit is all very nicely scripted in memory of Mary Kidd, their daughter, who died in Non, and was interred here 29th of April 1751. So there's a date for that stone, 1750s-ish. And then at the bottom, in a much more formal looking block script, James Kidd and Helen Lawrence, his wife, died on ground of Letham and are interred here. The former aged 72 years, and members of 3rd and 4th generation who rest here, viz Jane, and then some, yeah, that's quite an interesting stone. Quite a lot of family history on that one. So a little bit further along the row, see that's got that thing on the back of the two children, suffer not the children, but this one and that one and that one and that one are all just nothing on the back. That's quite a grand obelisk-y thing right in the corner of the church, pride of place. This must be sacred to the memory of Peter Leonard MD-RN, Inspector General of Hospitals and Fleets, who died at St Vigeans Manse in 1888. A monument is erected at Lower Norwood, Surrey, to the memory of his wife, and then their two sons, Surgeon in the Royal Navy, Lieutenant in Her Majesty's 18th Regiment, and then erected by their only daughter and her husband, the Reverend William Duke D.D. So yeah, that's quite a well-to-do family, quite a big name. Right, this one here, this is in memory of David Fullerton, and do we have a date? 98 years, 1784 there. But this also has a verse carved on the back. And it says, "Honour thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee." There's another very old one in the corner, but it's just too far gone to make out. That is a real shame. And next to it, the same. But further up, these are slightly more modern, I guess. 1892 at the bottom of that one. Anything on this side of these ones? Oh yes, there is. These are double-sided gravestones. That's quite nice. Still can't read what it says, but it's nice to know. That one is the same. Let's see if we can make out anything on this. I'm guessing no. All makes for scintillating television. Let's go and find something we can actually read. Oh, this one looks quite... it's at a jaunty angle, so let's not fall down this hill going to look at it, but this should be legible. Let's have a look. I will what I'll do, as always, I will have a look and get back to you. Actually, no, I won't. It says who died on something something, and then the bit with the actual date is gone. The stone has departed from the rest of the thing. There's lots more there, but it is a bit of a steep and jaunty angle. Let's see if we can see anything on this one. Oh, straight away you can. I'm going to fall flat on my face going down here, but that says 1761 and that one says 1772, so yeah, that's well back into the 1700s. What a good idea coming up here. And there is the church. Oh, this one's quite interesting. 1796, erected by James Shepherd Seaman in Achmity, and Margaret Betty, his spouse, in memory of their child who died in infancy and is interred here. And it's the old in memory. Can't fit it on one line, just put it across two, it'll be fine, no one will notice. And annoyingly, this is another very impressive stone, but the bit that's missing is the important bit, because this is of somewhere who died on the 28th of, it's gone, age blah blah blah, and his Daniel Cargill, her husband I guess, who died, gone. You could probably actually piece it all together from down there. Pick up those bits, you could probably do a big jigsaw and put that all back together again. This is all built on a big slope, as we've already said, so let's go down this way and see if we can see anything really interesting down here. We are looking for the old iconography, and and I have seen some already, so let's start off by going back up the hill that we just came down. And this is a very, very busy headstone. Let's have a look. The loyal blah 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 doo. John Cargill, Helen Cargill, Catherine Cargill, Robert Cargill, Agnes Cargill. So all the Cargills. Are they all buried here, are they? 1744, I think that says. Yeah, no, that's really cool. That is a very, very sort of nicely done stone. You look at the detailing on that and the carving, that is really quite impressive. And can we read what it says? Right, it's at the top, it says, "The Royal Company of Fishing being an imperial crown, and under it 2 herring." So there's your imperial crown, and there is 2 herring fish. And then they've got the little winged cherubs, and yeah, I do really, really like that stone. Right, we just stumbled down the hill from, oh, that's got something written on the side of it. I didn't notice that. That says, Margaret Swankie, wife of Peter Swankie, died 1890, aged 92. But we're coming down to this, because that's the Royal Company of Fishermen's logo, the 2 herring, John Swankie and Helen Cargill. So this cemetery is mostly Swankies and Cargills, and that is in memory of their son who died on the 21st of November 1815, I think that says. Yeah, that's a really nice stone. It's got all the nautical themes going on. It's got a rope and it's got a boat and it's got fish. Interestingly, I mean, we'll be looking at that side of these stones. If I go around to the other side, there's lots more inscriptions. Again, it's just about all the Swankies, and that's 1877 and Catherine 1887. But the one next to it is quite impressive. That one's got nothing on the other side. This side, it's got a really nicely done sailing boat. That is so cool. Erected by Isabella Cargill in loving memory of her husband David Swankie, who died in 1919, aged 75, and also Isabella herself, who died at 94 in 1929. Right, And this is that one with all of the children on it. Let's have a look. Yeah, lots and lots of text on that I can't even begin to read. But what I can see, 1743. Lots of skating up and down this hill while people are leaving the church service down there in the church hall. So I'm getting looked at funny again. But there is the winged face. There's a boat and a slightly wonky looking anchor. And again, the two fish, the two herring. And this is from 1805. So the two fish I've only ever seen here, so again, everywhere we go we find something new. This is really quite impressive, and they've all got lots of text on them as well compared to what we usually see. There's almost a story written on a lot of these headstones. These stones are really cool. I do hope they're all properly documented somewhere, because there's a lot of history in this wee graveyard. Down there is a comparatively newer part that is erected by James Kidd, a seaman, in memory of his wife Anne Kidd, who died in 1842. So I think we'll find a way down onto that bottom bit and have a wee look down there, because yeah, it's it's one of those places that you do go to and you kind of think, wow. I still really quite like that one. It's a pity there's not more of it there. So we're going to go down now past the wee fence and have a look at the comparatively slightly more modern bit, although there are some stones down here with the oldie script, which usually means 1700s. So let's go and see what we can see. Pick a row. Let's go for this one, starting by a stone put up by James Steele and Agnes Milne, his wife, in memory of their daughter Agnes, who died in 1875, and of obviously James and Agnes themselves. This is erected by Alexander Miller in memory of his wife Elizabeth Sampson, who died in June 1882, aged 77, in memory of 7 of their children who all died in infancy. You'd think after a few you'd give up, and their son William, who made it to 38, and their son David, who made it to 33. I said I thought this was like a lot newer, but I've just looked back over my shoulder at the back of some of these stones, so let's see what we can see. It's the thing with these graveyards when it's double-sided, it takes you twice as long to even get a look. So that is just another lot of biblical words. What mortal on earth is secure tomorrow may vanquish a host. Okay, that's cheerful, isn't it? Okay, I'll just try to make this one out. It says, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. And then you've got quite a pug-nosed looking little child there, the winged cherub. And it says, Robert Millocks and Margaret Peter. Oh, that they were wife, that they understood this, that they would confide in their latter end. I have no idea what that means. If any of you know, let us know. The one next to it is definitely worth a wee look, because that's another one with the children. I don't know if they're all done by the same sort of mason, but none of them are very detailed. You can actually see, if you look closely, you can see the lines that the masons have cut in to get the fonts the same size, consistent shape. That's quite a nice detail. I've never really seen that before. We haven't seen any of the classic skull and crossbones stuff here, but we have now, because there is a skull sort of lying side on, if you imagine that. There is the hourglass. There are some crossbones. And that looks like asparagus, but I don't think it's asparagus. I think it's some sort of wheat sheaf thing going on there. And do we have any sort of date on this one? 1741. So yeah, another old stone, but down here with the sort of newer ones, it's a eclectic mix. We thought all the old ones would be together. And here's a bit of iconography for us to try and get our teeth into over here. Unfortunately a lot of it is gone, but that is classic. It has got the winged skull at the top, the winged face at the top, and then a shield and some sort of heraldic stuff that's gone. But down the bottom you can still see skull, crossbones and hourglass. That's and down the side it says DIAAI 4, and then lots of it'll be DCIC. So it's all the initials of, I'm guessing, children, but that's the second one we've seen with that sort of arrangement where the initials are spread across the two sides of the stone. Okay, that is something new for this graveyard. Let's have a look on the other side and see if we can see. Oh wow, look at the text on that. That is so nice. David Cruel and, so let's see something, Watson, his spouse, Watson, WATSON, his spouse, who LIU lived sometime in the ruse. He departed this life November the 29th, aged 66, the year being, it's split, 17 and then 39. And his said spouse, who died in 1741. That is a really, really cool gravestone. There are lots and lots of really cool gravestones here, but that one there is particularly cool. And behind him, there's quite a big and imposing one in affectionate remembrance of George Steele and his wife Margaret Macpherson. The stone was erected by the surviving members of the family. Right, let's head down this way. Excuse me guys, it's squeezing through. Past 1854, erected by Francis White. There's all sorts of sizes of stones here, because that is Robert Shepherd on quite a small stone, and behind him is James Balfour, who was a flax dresser, and he's got who died at 39 Barn Creek, Arbroath, on the 10th of June 1884. And now I'm going to show you something, because I saw something at the top of the hill and thought I was being stupid. But look at the shape of that gravestone, which you can't read anything on. Oh, you can, there's a little bit of scripty text at the end. Now, I'm going to take you back up to the church and I'm going to show you something, because I saw something and thought, that don't look right, I wonder if that is, and yeah, it is. So through the magic of television, we will now zoom up to the top of the hill. Well, I said zoom up the hill, it's more of a sort of slow plod, because I keep getting myself out of breath and then I keep forgetting what I'm trying to say whilst I'm trying to say it, which is a unique skill that I seem to have. Look at that step in front of the church. Now, I thought, is that an old gravestone? Because why would you have a step that's got like waves at the front of it? That is just a trip hazard. I think that's an old gravestone lying sort of face down, or a blank that they used as a step. Either way, it's an interesting discovery. And this is shot in cinematic mode, which I don't think will make any difference. I don't know what difference it actually does make. And there's a nice stone though. Walking down, you see things that are written on the back and the front. 1835, erected by Marjorie Mill in memory of her husband John Beattie, who was a late merchant in Arbroath, who died in 1833. So yeah, this place is really cool. We do love these ones with so much history. Not quite as old as St Bridget's that we were at, but yeah, it's still fairly old. Certainly older than all the big sort of megaplex cemeteries that we've been exploring of late.